Please pay attention again. Transitions, really short. It's mostly about the warning. If you have your clip, your project with all the clips like this on your timeline, we can go and search for effects. In my case, I have it here. But as always, if you don't find the effects, you just go to Window and look for effects, and it will show it to you. And I'm going to go straight into video transitions. And inside video transitions, I'm going to go and look for a beautiful one like this one. I'm going to get an error that I'm going to talk about this in a moment. And I'm going to add a transition between the two clips. Look at how awesome my video is right now. Cool, right? Can you remember any movie that you watched that uses a transition like this one?
Or maybe an intro or something.
Like a fairy tale.
Hopefully not. That would be a bad movie probably.
Yeah.
But the cinematic language, like when we're talking about cinematic language, we most of the time we only use two kinds of transitions. The first one, this one. Transition by cut. If you transition by cut, we have one shot and then we cut to the next one. What we are implying with a shot like this is that there is continuity. This shot goes after the other and there is no jump in time. Okay, nothing happens, it's like we're creating a sequence. So let's imagine we have an argument between two characters. We're seeing shot of one character, the other, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's it. We have an interchange of like different sentences, and that's it. But let's say that, for example, I see all these shots happening in here, and I want to let everyone know that this next shot, it's happening next day. Okay, because there is a huge chance. See, it's raining and now it's sunny. Doesn't make much sense. So sometime needs to happen. One thing that we can do, if you right click and you apply the default transition in Premiere Pro and every single editing program is a cross dissolve. And a cross dissolve does this. Okay? Creates this dissolve in between. If you want to make it more obvious, what we can do is something like this. I just move all these clips to the right, and now we apply the transition here. So we can fade to black. Next day, something happens. Does that make sense? To apply transitions, you can drag them from here and you will see that there are some really silly ones or really flashy ones. Okay, so again, I wouldn't recommend using this when we are trying to create like a cinematic effect. These things we shouldn't probably even use on a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so try not to use them in here for a project when we are trying to create, again, some cinematic effect. So for us not to get confused, look at what happens when I drop a transition between two clips. Whatever the transition it is, even if it is a cube spin. See what it's telling to us? This is a message that probably none of us we will understand ever the first time that it happens. Like insufficient media, this transition will contain repeated frames. What the hell is Premiere Pro telling us? If we apply a transition like this and we get the message, what it's telling us is that if I want to see both images at the same time, I need extra video at the start and at the end of the shots. If you place the whole video on the timeline, look at what happens. If we slowly move through the video, and please pay attention now to this, that you will see the effect here. See how this video is moving? And now, when it's time to show the other one, see how the first one has froze? It's frozen now. If I had extra video, this would not happen. So one solution would be for me to do something like this. If I make my first video shorter, and this one also shorter, now these two videos have what we call, remember, handles. They have extra footage, it's hidden. If I now apply the transition, nothing will freeze. It will continue moving because it's showing both videos at the same time. Okay, and we have this extra footage. So again,
did you delete it or hide it, the footage?
it's hidden.
What's the difference between hiding it and deleting it?
Well, you cannot delete video in Premiere.
Oh, so if you delete it, you're hiding it, basically. Okay.
Yeah. So next time that this happens, you don't have to redo anything. What you can do is just look at your video. If it looks fine, the solution that Premiere Pro is giving to you works for you, it's fine. Let's leave it like that. But if you see that an image is freezing and you don't like it, what you need to do is like giving it some extra footage.